Good afternoon everyone, Chris here from theagency.io. So this is going to be our third webinar during the coronavirus lockdown, and today the topic is how to grow your personal and company profiles on social media. Now, social media can be very, very difficult with the ever-changing algorithms, and I have touched on this a little bit in the previous webinars, but this is solely about social media, giving you some tips, ideas, what we do, what other clients do as well, that you can implement onto your social media platforms to grow. Because sometimes on social media, it's just the small little things stopping you from growing your profiles. And this is also a big one that a lot of clients ask us in terms of how they can do it. And some of the ideas that I'm going to be passing across now are free. Some of the ones that are going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's just a mix of everything to put in together to help you guys grow out there. So for the first part, I'm going to explain how to build the foundations correctly for social media so that you can grow and also set up your profiles as well. And this is split into 4 parts. So firstly, it's choosing the right social media platforms, analyzing your competitors, completing your profiles or updating your profiles to date, and also the content that you're going to be posting as well. So to find out the correct social media platforms that you should be using, you should be looking at your competitors and also understand the limitations of the content that you can post. So what you could do if you're in the beauty niche, for example, go around, open some of your competitors' social media profiles, have a look where they are. And if most of them will be on Instagram and Facebook, maybe not too many on Twitter, but maybe more on Twitter. And also then they'll be on TikTok now as well. And they may be on YouTube and the other ones, but see what they're doing. And if you find that a lot of people aren't using TikTok, for example, in your niche, then it might be a good way to get in and you're going to get some followers and also some business in an area that your competitors aren't. But definitely go on, analyze all your competitors as well, not just for the right social media platforms, but also as well to give you tips and ideas of what you can do. And I'll explain that in a little bit of a minute, but also the content as well. And this is a big mistake that a lot of people make, is they don't know their limitations with their content. So what they'll do is they'll open a social media profile and they'll just start posting. But if you can't post videos, it's pointless opening a YouTube and a TikTok account because they're aimed at videos. If you can only post photos, then stick to the social media platforms that really just allow you to do that, because it doesn't look very good is if you're posting just very, very poor content on YouTube or on TikTok, for example, because you've only got photos. It's maybe not be your fault, but it doesn't look that good. So have a look, know what content you can post, know your limitations, and then open the social media platforms for where you can post correctly. And the next part is definitely set up your profiles correctly. And it may take some time, but again, if you're having a look at your competitors in the market, you can pick different things from each individual client or competitor. So what I normally do is use 3 to 5 different competitors in the local area, or use influencers as well. Any profile where you can take hints and tips from and have a look at what they're doing. Have a look at their bio, have a look at the way that they're forming the content as well, their strategy, and then take the bits that you find most interesting as well from them. Because setting up the profile is a massive thing. If you send loads of traffic through to your social media platforms, but your profiles aren't set up correctly, or they're out of date, they've got the wrong phone number on it, the profile pictures from 3 or 4 years ago, it's not going to look very good, and it's definitely going to stop you getting as many followers as if it was fantastic and up to date as well. And a couple of tips that you can do as well is the profile picture, especially on Instagram, is so important, because if people are trying to find you and they look in the search bar, this is one of the first things that they're going to see. They might see your name, but the profile picture is going to be one of the first things that they see. So make sure it is of your company. I see sometimes people putting random profile pictures up of girls and stuff, or different ones like that. But the difficulty is, if people are trying to find who they are, they have no idea who that person is. And if they click on there thinking it's something else, they may get annoyed and then just click off, and then you're going to lose that possible follow. So make sure the profile picture that you have is of your brand, and normally has either the logo in the middle or has the name of the company in the middle. And by doing that, people know exactly what that profile is. And that could be on their messaging service if somebody's trying to search for you. So make sure the profile picture is consistent with the brand or the professional that you want to push across. And also another little tip is as well is when you have the username, if your username is, for example, sports.com, let's say, underneath the username, you can actually have your own name. So if it's a personal profile, it's a business profile, it might be sports.com, but underneath, if you're selling sportswear, you shouldn't have the name as sports.com as well in the name. You should actually change it to something that's in your niche. For example, sports underwear, or sports, anything to do with that. Because when people are searching in the search bar, that's actually going to be a keyword that's going to connect to your profile as well. And this works really, really well. We do it on ours as well. We have theagency.io as our username, but as our name, it's social media, digital marketing and events. So if anybody who searches social media, digital marketing and events, or any one of them, we're going to rank a lot higher than someone who didn't put that in their name. So this is a great tip that you can do as well. And as I said, be up to date on your profile, update links. Make sure all the links are working as well. It can be frustrating sometimes when you click on a link and it doesn't work. So make sure all the phone numbers, etc., everything's up to date. By doing that, when people go through to your profile, they're probably going to follow you a lot more. Another very important thing to do as well before you start is, as I said, is the content that you're going to be posting. Know your limitations. If you can do videos, fantastic. Videos are the way forward. You should be trying to aim as much as you possibly can at doing videos over photos. A lot more of the social media platforms aim more at videos than photos, and the reason for this is because if somebody watches a video, they're going to be on the platform a lot longer than if somebody just looked at a photo. A photo, you just scroll by and you can like a couple of them, whereas a video, you're going to maybe watch it, for example, on Instagram, it's only a minute, but on Facebook, it's a lot longer as well. So this is a big positive. If you can do video content, try and do that as well. And plan your posts. I have said this in previous webinars, plan your content, plan your posts for the future. And I completely understand that some people are not going to have all the content in the world, but you don't necessarily just have to post content about your brand. And this is something very important as well. If you're just trying to sell, expect that you're not going to grow very well, because it's just going to be a spam page and people aren't going to want to follow your page if it's just full of offers, deals, because it just doesn't make sense. They know they can go to your website and get the same thing. You want to be looking at providing help, information to your clients as well. You want to give back as much as possible to your clients, and then the sales will come. So make sure you're not too salesy as well. Try to help out, be informational, give tips, anything that you can to your followers, and then in return, once they have confidence with you, then the sales will come. So just be very, very careful. Normally, I say 3 to 1, so 3 normal posts to 1 salesy post, let's say, or maybe an offer, or use the stories for that as well. I will get onto this later because the stories is very, very important. But also there's other things that you can do with your content as well. If you've got entertainment or anything else, do funny posts. A lot of companies that I know do post just general funny content, and by doing that they keep their followers engaged because it's quite funny, and then every now and then they'll slip in a post about the company. Make sure you're posting about your staff as well. This is a big one. Give them an inside knowledge about what they're doing, and also avoid putting big white backgrounds on the post as well, because Instagram don't really like it because it brings down the resolution of the whole photo, and they normally just don't boost it anyway. So these are the tips that I'm for creating the foundations and setting up the profile. So once you have the correct social media profiles, and then you've set them up correctly, you know the content that you're going to post, and then make sure the content is consistent with the brand. If you're changing the content all the time, and this is a big mistake that a lot of people make, is they change the content and they post random stuff all the time. So when people are going through their feeds, they don't have no idea what the company is about, and you will find a big decrease in followers if you're just posting random things just to put it on there. Make sure it's linked to the brand or linked to your person or your profession in one way or another. So once you have all this done as well, now you can move on to the next stage. And also remember as well as connect, make sure you have the icons of your social media on your website and also on your email as well. This is really important because it's just going to drive as much possible traffic to there. So fantastic. So as I said, make sure you choose the right social media platforms, analyze all your competitors in your certain market and in your certain niche. Make sure you complete your profiles and your personal ones too. This is really, really important. Have a look at your content, know your limitations of your content, know what you can post, and come up with a solid plan. Once you have a solid plan about what you're posting, then it's going to make everything a lot easier to keep going after that. So, okay, fantastic. So now you've got your profile set up correctly and you're ready to start growing as well. And there's so many different ways that you can grow on social media, but here's just some of the ones that we find that works best. And some of these are free, some of these you have to pay a little bit more. So the first one, exactly like analyzing your competition, you need to get in contact with as many influencers and market leaders as well in your local area. You'll be surprised about how many people are actually willing to help out or do connections together. Doesn't matter on the size, but you may have to send a lot of emails or a lot of DMs out to get any messages back, but it will really help you as well if you have synergies or connections with other market leaders. And also influencers are always looking for extra help as well. Connect with them because they might have a lot of followers and they can share the followers with you by doing a sponsored post or anything like that. And the main thing that I can say, and this is super, super important, is hashtags and location. If anyone is telling you not to use hashtags and location, I would question their knowledge on any social media platform at all. A lot of people who are telling you not to use certain hashtags are normally full of BS, to be honest, because hashtags are super important and you need to make sure that you have a correct hashtag strategy for each individual platform. Every single social media platform is slightly different, so make sure you research the hashtags and also the location as well. But this again goes down to the content. I will do another video on the content because it's a very long topic, but you need to make sure that the hashtags are correct as well, because this is how you're going to grow and this is how you're going to rank high and get on them explore pages, or just rank higher in the searches. Another one that we do every now and then is paid advertising. Now, paid advertising on Facebook and Instagram can be very expensive, as well on Twitter, TikTok, and all the social media platforms. So most people try not to do it, especially if you're on a limited budget, but it can work very, very well if done correctly. If not done correctly, you're just going to waste your money and you may as well throw it in the bin, because Facebook and Instagram are quite sneaky about what they do. Because if your ad is really bad, they don't want to damage their platform by putting really bad ads on. So even though they will be telling you that they're actually showing your ad to other people, in reality, they're not. Or if they are, they're putting it in a place that no one's ever going to see. So if you don't know what you're doing on social media ads, be careful. Do intensive courses, because you will lose a lot of money, because they won't tell you the level of your ad. Before it used to give it 1 to 10, but now they've taken that away. So you could put €200 on and you think that you're going to get the ad out to many people. But if it's not very good, to be honest, Instagram and Facebook, more than the other platforms, are not going to show it to anyone. So be very careful with social media ads. And now another one that can work fantastically well, but it is a little bit of a taboo, and we are one of the global leaders in this as well for Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, is growth services. Now, growth services can be expensive depending on which individual platform, but they work very well and better than ads. They work a lot better than ads. The reason for this is because they actually grow your profile. They don't just boost a post, or they don't put a post to a lot more people. And by doing this, there's one called follow unfollow. This can be very beneficial as well, because it means that you can target certain people in your area. You've got likes, you can add views, and what this does is literally just give your profile steroids to boost it onto to the explore page, or to just grow the profile in general. So when people are searching for anything in your niche, they're going to find you a lot better. I'm going to make another video on this for a different day, so click the link below and you'll go to one of our companies, goso.io, and you can see all the growth services that we have there. But the main thing I would say is never, ever, ever buy fake followers on any platform. Fake followers is only going to damage your account, and it's pretty much useless as soon as you buy fake followers, because they will never rank your posts again, because all the social media platforms know that you're doing it. So the previous tips that I've just told are, some of them are going to cost you a little bit of money, but you will get very good growth from them. These ones that I'm going to explain now are completely free, but you may not get as good growth than if you do. I do recommend having a look at growth services and every now and then using paid ads as well, because this is really going to help your profiles, but it completely depends on the budget that you have. So all the following ones are completely free that you can do and very beneficial. And the first one, as I always say, and I've said in previous webinars, is engage with your followers. Always reply back to a comment. This is super important. Always reply back to a comment. And if anyone asks you anything in the DMs, in the messages, reply back to them straight away. Sometimes, we've currently taken over quite a couple of profiles for large companies. And when we log into their accounts, we have a look and they've just got endless amounts of DMs, messages that they've never replied back to. And this looks really bad, because if I was a customer asking a question to a certain brand or a professional and they never got back to me, I'd lose confidence in them, because it's kind of rude in a way that they wouldn't bother getting back. So make sure you reply back to everything possible that you can. Another great way to do this as well is, even if you haven't got a large company, you may have a small company, you may be just a professional. When you post anything, get friends, family, and employees to post it. And one of the best ways we do this here at the agency, I always tell my clients to do it as well, is maybe create a WhatsApp group, create a Facebook Messenger group, create anything in a group. So as soon as you post on any of the social media platforms, put that post directly into that messaging group and say, hey guys, we've just posted, everyone please like and comment and share. So even if you've got 10 employees, instantly you've got 10 likes straight onto that post, you've got 10 comments, and then they're going to share it and you're going to get more visibility. This works very, very well. We do it with all employees. I always ask family to do it, and I always ask friends as well. And obviously you need to do it back to them. But this is a great way to get instant likes, especially if you're a small company or you're not getting too much engagement currently on a post. So do it. Set up a group, add them in there, and get everyone to share it. Because if you're only getting 2 or 3 likes, or maybe 10 likes for example, but you're not getting any comments on your post, if you start doing this with your employees, and you may have a huge company of 50 people, if you put it in there, you're going to get 50 likes straight away, and you're going to get a lot of comments and plus shares. This is going to tell the Instagram, the social media platforms, that people are interested in your content, and they're going to boost it more, so you're going to get more likes. This is a very, very good tip to do, and it's completely free and easy as well. Another one which is very important also is use the stories on all the platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, as many platforms as you can. Use the stories, because the stories are telling the social media platforms that you're constant on the platform, because what they want is all their users to be spending as much time as possible on their individual platform. Instagram want people to be on Instagram as much as possible, because this is how they make money from the advertisements. So if you're going back in every single day using the stories, this tells Instagram that you're constant on the platform, so they're going to focus a lot more on your profile and help you grow, rather than someone who only posts maybe once every 2 weeks. So this is a great one, and you can use the stories to your advantage. You might have content that's not really good enough to put as a post, so then you can put it on there, and you can put the clients on there, etc. You can do polls, you can do giveaways, you name it. Use the stories to your main advantage, and if you do it well, you're going to have people going constantly back to your profile all the time, and they're going to have your brand or your profession or whoever you are in their head constantly. And another thing that you can do is, if you're going to release a post on the Wednesday, for example, make a story on the Tuesday with the post, but blurred out a little bit, so just saying, stay tuned for the post which is coming tomorrow, for example. So you've just told all your followers that you're posting tomorrow, so there's a higher chance that when they do that, they're going to go through and actually look at your post. Or you can do it at the same time. Whenever you post it in the stories as well, because you're going to hit people from 2 angles. You'll be surprised about how many people just go through the stories and actually don't go through their feed anymore, because you'll find that a lot in their feed now is full of advertisements. So if they go into the stories, they prefer them than they do the actual feed. And also try and stream live. Streaming live is difficult because obviously you can't mess up. But by streaming live, you're going to be the first person on the top of the stories. So if you do this every now and then, a lot of people who may not have clicked on your profile in quite a while are going to be able to see your profile. And especially if somebody's following quite a lot of people, if they've not been on your profile for an extended period of time, you're not going to rank on their feed. So they're not going to really see any of your posts. And this is mainly with Twitter and also with Facebook as well, is the fact of if you haven't clicked on a friend's profile or you haven't clicked on a company profile, in 2 or 3 months, their feed or their posts don't appear on their feeds whatsoever. So if you go live, you're going to be right at the top and they're going to be able to see you. And then if they click it and go live, that's going to trigger the social media, that's going to trigger Facebook, that's going to trigger Instagram, all the social media platforms that person's been on your profile. Therefore, the next time that you post, the position of your post is going to be a lot higher in their feed than if they didn't. So it's a great way to do it. And also now is random people can click on your live feeds as well, because there's kind of an explore page. And the frequency of posting as well is very important on all social media platforms, not just this one, but they are all different and in each one. Not each individual platform needs to have the same amount of posts. So research that yourselves, go in, find out how many posts you should be posting. But you want on Instagram, for example, you want to be trying to post maybe 3 to 4 times a week. If you can post once a day, that's fantastic. That's what you want to try on all social media platforms, is to post once a day. But I understand that sometimes it's difficult, you've not got the content. So try 3 to 4 times a week. The worst thing that you can do is post 3 times a week for 2 weeks and then you don't post for another 2 weeks and then you go back. If your posting is not frequent, you're going to drop down in people's feeds. As I just explained with the stories, if somebody hasn't been on your profile for a couple of months, when you post, that follower probably isn't going to see your post that you're putting on there. So by posting frequently, one, the platforms are going to like it a lot more. They're going to boost your posts a lot more than if you're just posting once a month. And also as well, it just keeps your followers engaged. They're going to have your brand in their mind all the time. And there's nothing worse than going onto a company profile that hasn't posted since 2019, or they just post, once every 2 months, because you're never going to really grow. If you're posting only once every month, once every 2 months, people are going to get bored of your profile because your profile doesn't offer anything to them. So make sure that you're posting frequently and constantly all the time. And when you are posting as well, always add a call to action. You've probably seen the YouTube videos, you've probably seen a lot of people saying, hit the like button below, comment below. Call to action, you need to do this. You need to tell people what to do when you're on your posts. In the caption, tell them to like it, because if you tell somebody to like it, a lot of the time they do actually go through, and just by putting like this post, follow me on Instagram, or even the bio that you have on any of the social media platforms. If you want to grow your YouTube, for example, if you want to grow your Facebook, but your Instagram is really big and your Twitter is really big, put it in the bio, say, follow us on Facebook as well. And a call to action will gain you so many more followers, because people will actually go and do that. And this is why some of the biggest influencers in the world, or the biggest, the YouTubers, etc., and Instagrammers, is because they always have a call to action. And you will find, if you start doing that, you will find a lot more people who go to your post will actually start following you as well. And this is not just about following, it could be liking, comment, anything that you want. But if you tell somebody to do it, they're more likely to actually do it, because you're going to put that image, or you're going to put that thought in their head. And yeah, the next thing is encourage tagging as well. When you're posting, you've probably seen a lot of the time that, there'll be an empty fridge, let's say, and they'll be like, tag a friend who has an empty fridge, or something ridiculous like this. A lot of things pass around Facebook, but actually it's a great marketing tool, because what these people don't realize is when they're tagging their friends to laugh at them, or something like, they might put a really bad plate of food, and they say, tag a friend who's the worst chef. So they're tagging their friends just thinking it's something funny, when in reality they're actually growing their social media pages, because by tagging their friends, they're getting a notification to go to the post. They're probably going to like the post, and then they may even start following them as well. So this is a great thing to do, is tag a friend all the time. in some of the posts. It might not always be necessary, but it's also something good as well. And this could be competitions, this could be anything. But think about it, because if people start commenting their friends in the comments, they're going to get a notification, they're going to go to your profile, and then you've got a possibility of getting more followers and more traffic as well. But this could be other things as well. As I said before, you've got competitions, tag 3 friends to enter a competition. And this can work really, really well. But yeah, that's pretty much enough on tagging. So then to wrap up the webinar, the last little tip I can give you is participate in trending topics and trending hashtags as well. And this is very easy to do. You just type into Google, type in trending hashtags, trending topics on the certain social media platforms. And by doing that, these are topics that people are talking about quite a lot at a certain time. And it could be, for example, Real Madrid winning the Champions League final. Around the Champions League final, a lot of eyes are going to be on that. So if you start posting something to do with that, but be careful, because as I said before, you need to make sure that the content is relevant, but you can still jump on the bandwagon. And if you rank high with that post, you're going to get all the people who have been looking at that trending hashtag, hashtag Champions League final, for example, are going to be seeing your post. And if it's done well and you piggyback on these trending topics, you can do very, very well. And there are certain cases that companies have just had a certain video or a certain post go completely viral, and they've grown their profiles very, very well. So that's the end of our third webinar for the coronavirus lockdown. I will be bringing out another one next Thursday at 5 o'clock. So please stay tuned. Also, leave a comment below. But if you do want to speak to me, please send an email to hi@theagency.io, and you will speak to me. That the comments below, I can't connect to them. At the agency as well, we have also got a giveaway of €25,000 to 5 companies that have been most affected in Barcelona due to the coronavirus lockdown. What we're going to do is work with these companies. We're going to put social media strategy in place. We're going to work with them to get their business back running like clockwork as well. We understand that many people have been hit really, really hard by the coronavirus. So if you do, go to the website, theagency.io, and enter now to give the free giveaway. And we will be helping 5 companies to get back onto their feet as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.